Rematch, baby. That's how fast I have to be to get a chance at Gogmazios. It's crazy. This guy's far away. Look, I'm trying here. I'm making a strong effort. I don't know if I'll do it. I've been told G rank is very hard, very improbable. Ooh, cutscene. Hang on. I'll let this go first. It's coming. Gurren Lagann. I think that's its name. I didn't actually read it. I really should have read it. What's your name? Gurren Lagann. Close enough. It's Red Buff! Oh my god, what a good day today is. Jesus Christ, what a good day. Yeah, so I do have to just be quick to even have a chance at getting to Gogmazia. It's kind of nuts. I fought Rathalos, Tigrex, Gravios, Celtis Queen, who was exactly as awesome as I had hoped, but a knife, actually terrible to get red buff from, what's her face, Celtis Queen. Genuinely terrible. And then Zenogre, who gave my Kinsect his first frag. Okay, dive? Does that dodge it? It didn't really dodge it. Not really. I might have to do a hunt after this. I haven't been able to read. Where? From where? What? Huh? From what? Oh, he's over there. Okay. Sure. Oh. Wait, is that for a Dragonator? Is there a Dragonator in the front? Fuck it. Oh my god, I'm goated. Oh, naturally born instincts. Naturally born. I was built for this. I was fucking built for this. I haven't said a word in my script, but I was built for. Yeah, I'm totally gonna have to do a different hunt. This is too cool. I'm having too much fun. He's gonna sweep me. Ooh, dodged it. I'm awesome. Alright, he's ramming. The ship can break? Oh, dear god. So I've ran out of ammo and my ship is going to break. That sounds awesome, actually. He's blocked the gong! I'm busy trying to break your rock. Oh, I broke it! Multitasking goat. I'm in the mouth! What the fuck is happening? Why did the gong not do anything? Entering the final showdown! What is the What?! Holy fuck. Okay, alright, yeah, sure. Why not? Was that a good sound effect or a bad sound effect? Good sound effect. Oh, it wants me to go in the arm. Hang on. I can't. You're out of I can't go there! I think I'm just supposed to try and stop him from moving forward. That's the gist I'm getting from this. So breaking a hand would be good. He's moving rather fast. Oh, fuck, he's still moving. He's still fucking hunting gong. Wait, that could actually be useful. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Do I just keep hitting him? I feel like I gotta run for the gong. Oh, or die. That works too, I guess. This feels smart. This feels smart. I feel like I'm doing the right thing. I can't tell. That one missed. Don't move any closer. Holy shit, he's here. Okay. Wait, Dragonator's facing this way. Fuck it. Rip it. I'd start. What? They're doing the thing. They're doing the thing. Oh, that's cute. No, don't interrupt my proof of a hero. I need this. That's not good. Dove it. Dove it. Dove it. I dove it. I'm alive. Okay, we're down to 30. I feel like we'd be down to 0 with, you know, the whole collapsed on land thing. I mean, I've only got like 2 minutes. Oh, no. Okay, wait, this hand is back. Big, giant, glowing weak point. Dragonator's ready? I have 14 seconds. I'm not making it. Just kill him. If it's possible, it's gonna be by me hitting him. Kinsect, do it. It's not possible. That's alright. Oh, we're good? I'm good? Wait, did I win? Is that a win? Does that count as a win? Does survival count as a win? This is victory. I'm hearing victory music. Yeah, that's win. That mean win? Okay, sure. I did not realize that was a rappel quest. Okay, yeah, we take those. I got the mantle. Yo, yeah, okay, fuck yeah. All right, we take. Look. I don't have time to worry about killing Gurren Lagann. Don't need to worry about it. I'm just gonna take the dub. Now I can actually do the video. Hang on, show me. Oh, everyone wants to talk. Are you high? Am I in high rank now? Yay, high rank. How does Monster Hunter have a giant purple people eater reference? What? That's crazy. Is that just a normal thing? Is that like something outside of that song I'm thinking of? Come on, baby. Nothing? Oh no, that's so lame. My roommate came in and took a nap, so it's been like, I've been grinding Nursilla high rank for a while to upgrade the glaive, and I've got that upgraded. I need to start working on demon drugs, because that's gonna be important, assuming that G rank is as tough as everyone's making it out to be. For now, my goat, Sach, oh my god, you just put it on screen. I don't know how to say that. I'm so sorry. Look, the goat status is felt. I was told to just talk to the arena lady a lot. All right. Yup. Seems neat. Yup, there's that. Yup. Love Street Pass. My favorite thing. Oh, I don't think I even mentioned Sach was a YouTuber. Go watch them. Good YouTube channel. Maybe it was the one in Dundorma. So I know there was an arena lady there. Arena gal. I'm not G rank. Yeah, wait, what? All right, officially no idea what you're talking about. If anyone knows where the rage emoji is, this is now a secondary goal of Gogmas, is to find an emoji. Check this out though. On my very real 3D, look, wow, I modded my 3DS a lot. Look at this. Look at this. I've got Psychic. I've got full level of Psychic because I got a nice talisman for that. I haven't gotten any actually useful talismans, so this one looks cool. So look, in the last video, really shit on the streamer awards. And it's not like I think they're bad people or anything running that. I'm sure they're great. I'm sure everyone in that is a real human being for the most part. I just think it's dumb. And you know what? That's my opinion. I'm going to stand by that. But I wanted to talk about content creation in general for the sake of, you know, I mean, I feel like if I'm going to dig that deep into a bunch of people as a content creator, I should probably figure out what the fuck I'm doing as a YouTuber as well. It's all about hypocrisy. You gotta avoid that hypocrisy. I'm going to briefly go over talking points I have written down are: why do I make videos? Why do other people make videos? Parasocial relationships. And finally, what do we do as a viewer when presented with all of the above? My YouTube channel started purely out of boredom. I couldn't get a job for a while, and I wasn't taking my classes for that part of the year. I was living on my own. I was just fucking sitting there doing jack shit, which, you know, is nice for a month. And then every source of dopamine that you have gets wrung dry, and you're left with just this kind of pit of like, man, what am I doing? What is there to do anymore? I mean, I'm trying to get a job, but it's just not happening. Even with retail, they're just not hiring where I'm living, which happens. It's not like the end of the world for me. I'm not stressing about a paycheck. I'm young, but it's still sad because you go in with this plan. Oh, well, also I had a setup job as there was a truck dispatching job I was looking into, and it was lined up fully, like met with the guy, said it was a go, and then he got into a lawsuit and, you know, didn't have the time to focus on hiring in a lawsuit. And, you know, it's not like I wanted to be in that industry the rest of my life, but I thought it would be cool to learn about. You have to work on your people skills, talking to a bunch of shitty people and being like, yeah, man, you really want to give us your timber. You really want to put it on our truck. Our truck is made of aluminum. No other truck has aluminum. I'm not depressed. I'm not depressed during this time when I can't find a job, but I am just aimless. I have no clue what I don't know what I'm doing. And so I'm just trying to find another game to keep me busy while I'm waiting to get a fucking job. And I realized I could play old school Monster Hunter. And the reason I realized that is, I see a bunch of videos on Monster Hunter and even old school Monster Hunter and a bunch of discourse about, is new gen better than old gen? Like, I'd heard that since World. I started with World. So it'd been I came to World late, though. It was after all the title updates. And so I figured, hey, I mean, if people say they like this part of the franchise even better, why don't I give it a shot? And the thing I had noticed online is while there were a bunch of retrospectives, a bunch of analysis, a bunch of, like Flyan2 does his mini documentaries on Devil Joe not eating his tail or something like that, but there was nothing really just going through most of the key quests and just playing the game. What you would think would be the laziest, simplest content. It just really wasn't being done. So I was like, all right, well, if I'm going to play this anyways, why not upload it? I mean, editing sounds cool to learn. Be good to work on the people skills or just the public speaking. Not really people skills at all, but public speaking. So I'm playing through first gen now. It's going good, but like I hit a point where it's like, man, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. I wish more people gave this a shot rather than say like, oh, you got limited box size. Oh, the monsters are clunky. I mean, like, for being as old as I am, basically, it's kind of amazing. Like, it's hard to get a grasp on what is the industry standard back then, but it feels awesome to play this relic and have it be as fun as it is. And so I kind of realized, well, I don't want to just play this myself now. I kind of want other people to end up seeing old gen and seeing what's good about it and what's fun about it. So you know what? I'm gonna do my best to grow the channel a little bit, because I'd like to get more people in on what I've uncovered here as a 5th gen dork. Wow, the games that built the series were good. Shocker. And so I start working on some clickbait stuff. Well, not clickbait. I start working on better advertise. It's basically clickbait. I get better titles going. I get better thumbnails going. But when I'm doing these new videos, I've kind of changed my goal in making the videos. I've gone from, well, I want to have fun with old gen to, oh, well, I want to make something I would watch, which is a pretty small shift. It's shifting from doing it purely for yourself to, well, I'd also, want to be able to enjoy what I'm making as someone on the outside. But that means that I now gave a shit about what everyone else thought, essentially, which was not originally true. And so the purpose of the channel had slightly shifted. However, it's not like it's a bad thing, but it was a true thing. But then it hit the point where I thought to myself after a bunch of videos, man, it's hard to make the old gen videos interesting to watch, or it's hard to make them clickbait worthy. I should probably wrap that up soon. And when I think that, I'm like, wait, isn't that the reason I'm doing this? Is to play the old gen? Why am I caring about chasing the bag? Why would I ever care about that? I mean, I'm privileged enough to not need to care about that. And so I kind of had to take a step back for a little bit and just be like, okay, clearly I want some public attention, otherwise I wouldn't upload it, but is that really my main priority instead of playing old gen like I originally wanted? No, I don't want to do that. I'll do speedruns when I get the itch, but I don't think that should become my goal. I think that's silly. Even though that is what did the best. And, doing the generic Wilds criticism did the best. I think my criticism was less generic than most. I feel like I did a good job with that, but it's having to appeal to YouTube search engine optimization, and that it's just a fucking, it's bullshit. Ignore that. I was deep in thought. I was thinking about my next sentence, which is stupid because I have a script written down. I have a script right here. I don't need to think about my next sentence. I have a script. Okay, so what kind of ties into this a little bit is recently Jay Schlatt partially retired. And, I liked Jay Schlatt's content growing up. That was sick. That guy was funny. And there definitely was a point where I stopped watching him because it was like reacting to my viewer's bedroom for the 15th time. And it was like, yeah, it was really funny the first time, but look, man, there's a decay that kind of happens, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with chasing the bag in this society. I mean, at least conventionally. I think there might be something a little wrong with it depending on your medium, but you know, socially, nobody cares if you're chasing the bag. They care when you are being unfair and chasing the bag. Oh, voice crack, man. That's tough out here. And so yeah, he addressed it plainly where it's like he's at the top of the totem pole. Why does he care what anyone else thinks or how much he's getting paid anymore? He can buy $100,000 ape statue and still be fine. It's a little late for me to have a revelation because of the video, but I still resonate with it because I came to a similar yet way smaller decision that like, hey, I'm going to college. I don't need to make YouTube my job. So why am I worrying about how well a video does? Why do I care about that? I shouldn't. I should just be able to care about how much do I like the video rather than how much do I want to watch the video. My favorite videos on this channel are the hiking one and the Pokemon one that got 200 views. And it's like that's one of my favorites. I think I had the most fun making that one because that game is dog shit, but I loved coping. I loved coping for that little bit because it was less dog shit than I expected. Don't buy that game, by the way. Just don't buy that game. I'll make a proper video shitting on it when the DLC comes out, and it's like the most garbage thing ever, I bet. Like, there's no way that DLC's gonna be good looking at it. It looked like they made it as cheap as possible, and it shows. It shows to me. I see no appeal to it. And thankfully, I'm privileged enough to play enough games where I'm not sucked into this thing and unable to admit its decline. I can look from the outside perspective and say, yeah, this is not worth it anymore. Like, I'll play it for copium's sake, and I'll know it's copium's sake. I'll play for ironic purposes, and that does do a lot for me. It is very funny to play those games and not take it seriously at all. I also don't think I'm quite enough of a narcissist to do YouTube full time. Like, I think that I'm a funny enough guy to make a video every once in a while and have it be good enough. But the amount of time it takes to make a video where I don't think it's slop is really not like I did the math at some point. I make $1 an hour working on videos because you have to record it, you got to edit it, and you got to upload it, and et cetera, et cetera. It might be less than $1 an hour. That's including all the good videos. For bad or like not performing well videos, it's like pennies. And I frankly couldn't care less because it's just for fun now. I had to come to that conclusion that it should be just for fun and showing off old gen. Otherwise, I would just play the games on my own time, but... another thing YouTube helped with indirectly was, you know, if you're making a video every week and you want it to be good, you have to have interesting things to talk about, and so you have to do interesting things. And so I found myself watching more movies, reading more books, doing more things just to be able to talk about them. And I think that was pretty healthy for me. It was to be able to be like, yeah, I'd like to have something to talk about with people. Because a lot of the time, I just, you know, reactionarily respond to what my friends are talking about and give my input best I can. But am I really adding anything to the conversation if I'm just waiting for them to bring something up? I don't know. I feel like I got to be a little more proactive, find my own interests, and pursue them. And so I've done that a good bit. I've read like 4 economics books in a month. It's been great for me. I feel awesome. And that's mostly because I needed stuff to talk about with YouTube. And so that's an interesting side effect, but it's not like a reason why I did YouTube. I did YouTube to play old gen, and then I did it to have an audience, and then I did it now again to play old gen. I don't know if 4 counts as old gen. Mid gen, but it's not mid, it's peak apparently. I mean, this game's been sick so far. I've loved it. Sorry, that was pretty rambly. I had a script for that section, but it just felt better to kind of say it off the dome because of, you know, it's me. I should probably just say the things that I'm thinking rather than whatever the heck I wrote down, you know. I think one thing that a lot of people can resonate with is something Schlatt mentioned, and something that comes up in one of the economic books I talked about, or I read. So Schlatt and economics books talk. Ooh, he's limping. Nice. That's one down, basically. Talk about what's his face? It's the. Let me look it up. It's just called brain stimulation reward. It's not really called anything specific, but there was a rat that had a button that hooked up to its dopamine receptors, and the rat would not eat, it would not sleep, it would just push the button until it died. And I think a lot of people can relate to that rat nowadays. I sure as hell related to the rat recently. But now I'd like to talk about, why I think anyone else would do YouTube, or the kind of the similar thing I did to award shows, where it's like, okay, here are the incentives for making a video, here are the results of that incentive, which, I'm following Charlie Munger there. That's my goat. That was my first economics book. That book did a lot for me. So everything I've kind of said, oh, he's dead already. I'm gonna have to do another hunt. Whatever. All right. Everything I've kind of said already, I kind of see YouTube the way that Jacksepticeye does, where it's like YouTube used to be about having fun, and now it's about money and views. And I disagree with that line of logic. It's just not the incentives that were set up by the platform. YouTube's incentive was never for you to have fun. It was to get views. It was to get money. So when some person came around and was willing to play YouTube's game, should we be mad at them? No, we should be mad at YouTube, because it is prioritizing the money and the views. You can't hate the player. You have to hate the game. And I think in a lot of ways, people tend to hate the player. Another great example you can compare Mr. Beast directly to is Jack Welch. Jack Welch, you might have heard recently, was mentioned in a Drew Gooden video, and I disagree with this video. I don't like the way he portrays things. He acts as though Jack Welch came in and was a dickhead and fired everyone, which is true. Those are true things. But he paints that as the problem. He paints Jack Welch as the problem, and not the systems in place that allowed Jack Welch to do this. If you're going to cut the corporate tax rate, someone's going to fucking abuse it. And when you as a person line your incentives up with that of the corporation you work for, you're going to do better. And Mr. Beast did that. He lined his incentives up with YouTube, and he did better. Jack Welch lined his incentives up with a business in this new lower tax rate, and he did better. You can't hate the player. You have to hate the game. And another thing, if you still don't like Jack Welch and you think that was dirty of him, he was a dirty man, he affected lives, you compare this to beta testing in video games. I don't remember the word for what it's called, but like the guy who comes in and tests your game before it's released. It might just be a bug tester. I don't know. But that guy is doing the exact same thing as what Jack Welch did, except that it's in a closed environment. He's doing the same thing Mr. Beast did, except it's in a closed environment. The player's incentive is to win the game, so the player is going to use the bug, the exploit, and so the players are going to find the bug in the exploit. Should we be mad at someone in a video game finding a bug and exploit and using it? No. Why should we be mad at that? That is someone analyzing their environment and perfecting it. And so I think Mr. Beast did the same thing. I don't like the guy. I don't like what he did, but you respect the guy. You can't ignore it. If you ignore what Mr. Beast did and what the platforms allowed him to do, you ignore the problem, which is the platforms. You can't hate the player. You have to hate the game. So I think what should have been done is someone should have seen Jack Welch doing amazingly well and fucking put him in the government to figure out how to never let what he was doing happen again. But the government didn't have that foresight because the incentive of the government was to have the stock balloon. And so the incentives lined up and no one looked at the issue, which was how the stock was ballooning. And that's why you need regulation. That's why you need systems in place. YouTube's not going to do that because it doesn't care about that. It cares about profit. It was always going to end up like this in a system like YouTube that cares about profit and views. And so I really don't like that Drew Gooden take. I mean, like, yeah, I understand. It's just a cry into the void for help when instead of crying into the void, you can look at what happened and why we got here. We didn't get here because Mr. Beast was evil. We got here because YouTube was a company and wanted profits. And someone came along and did that. I'm repeating myself now. I'll move on. But he's just saying what everyone else is saying. And I don't like someone I don't like parrots. I want someone to think. I want someone to use their brain. I want someone to reach conclusions. I don't want someone to look around them and say, well, this is how it is. That's cool. And, like, I'm not judging Drew Gooden too harshly because he's a funny guy. I like his videos, but I just think he missed the mark with that one. It just didn't... I didn't like that one. Man, I didn't mean to be a drama channel today. That was not on my bingo card. All right, so the 3 things that cause you to make a YouTube video. This is what I was trying to get at. Why am I over here? No reason. So I think that the main reason that anyone in the world makes a YouTube video is to be watched, obviously. That we're going to start with the obvious part, which is if you're making a video on YouTube, you want to be seen. I'm making a video for my sake, but I still have the ego to think it's worth someone's time, and so I'm making it, and I'm showing it off, right? Oh my god, I can't talk and do that. Dude, multitasking's so hard. I hate System 1 and System 2. Damn you, Kahneman. Can you just remove them? I want to be awesome all the time. All right, do I eat the purple people eater, or what are the other quests I can do? I know this is a key quest. This is a key quest. This is a key quest. This one's probably the lamest, yeah. It's a Gendrome. Whoa, Gendrome. Yeah, Gendrome, new monster. No one's thinking that. Not a single person thought that. So everyone on YouTube's making their video to be seen, but I think there's 2 different ways you do this. You either think that your video... I guess it's a sliding scale, but one extreme of the scale would be Mr. Beast, who thinks my video is better than everyone else's video on the entire platform. And then there's people like the Portal guy. I forget his name. I'll put it's the Portal guy. I'll put him on screen. He does something so unique that I can only rationally think that his reason for making videos is, man, if I don't do this, no one else is. I think that aside from wanting to be watched, there's one other main reason you want to make your video, and that's you've got some sort of passion. And then I think passion is the root cause of all videos, and there's 3 main subcategories of that passion. So first category is you're passionate about some specific thing and you want to tell people about it. You want to either just tell them outright or educate them about it. The second one is just entertainment. You like making people smile, and so you try and do that more. And then the last one is prestige. You have this certain skill and you're confident about it and you want to show it off, get other people inspired, or just get the recognition you deserve because you're awesome. So I think the most common, obviously, I think we can just look around and tell this, is entertainment. Entertainment is easily the biggest thing on YouTube. The biggest thing on any social media is entertainment. And that's not necessarily because everyone loves making people smile. It's because entertainment is the most subjective thing. If you like this channel, that's not necessarily because it was made for you. It's because there's, you know, a billion videos on YouTube and a billion people watching them. I was bound to find some person who liked this shit, you know? Dude, what the fuck is this Gendrome? I'm tripping. I'm gonna end by subquest. I can't have fainted at a Gendrome twice. The Tetsu Cropperson 2-shot me. It's high rank. Get me out of here. But yeah, not everyone is seeking to entertain people. It's just the subjective thing to do, and so it's the easiest thing to do, so the most people end up doing it. Also, the people who are the best at it aren't really interested in making other people smile. They just have a specific passion for being number one. And I think this is pretty obvious. I'm not breaking the mold here. Like, this is obvious, but it's important to put it into words. Otherwise, we're going to see Mr. Beast as an entertainer and not an optimizer, which he really is. Like, we know that at heart. But when you say Mr. Beast, you think YouTuber entertainer. You don't think optimizer. So they're secretly just passionate about something that happens to lead them into entertainment. And I think that's interesting. So second most common is education. It's much harder to teach someone than it is to entertain someone, but it's significantly easier to entertain or to learn how to teach and then be able to do that forever. And then once you've mastered education, I think it's much better than entertainment as a skill to have, because once you've mastered education, you can start working in the entertainment, because now you've already mastered one thing and you can kind of autopilot it. And then the last one is prestige and having a skill. And I guess your skill could be entertainment, but I like to think of it as, you know, like a speedrunner. That speedrunner gets really good at a game, and then once he's really good at the game, he can then start to educate because he knows a lot about the game, and then he can start to entertain because he's really good at the game and can, autopilot and just be entertaining. Oh my god, that killed from there. This quest is hell. So, I mean, yeah, sometimes the prestige comes from digging deeper on a subject than anyone else really should bother to, like CoffeeZilla or H-Bomber Guy. Or you can just do something long enough at the same level of quality or improving level of quality each time to be impressive in its own right, which is how I feel about all my Monster Hunter goats. They're just good at this shit and they stick to it. Like, personally, I'd rather die than make a video every time a new armor piece comes out. Like, that's I could never, but I think it's really cool that people took it into their own hands to make tutorials for a game where Capcom did a pretty shit job. So that's my motivation breakdown. And there's one aspect I didn't really touch on because it affects streaming way more than it does YouTube video creation. And that's social interaction. Streaming in general is the same sort of passion matrix. I'm just going to wait here for a while and talk while, they're freaking circle jerking each other in the other zone. One of them will leave eventually. It has the same passion matrix I just talked about: education, entertainment, prestige. But now that we're in a live environment, we're having to maximize those things not in a video, but in a person. So, okay, to clarify, I think the average live stream, for as far as I'm aware, is just some guy doing something and wanting to add a social aspect on top, which is completely fair. That's what playing games with friends is. That's what Friend Slop is so popular for. I think streaming is a pretty similar thing, not exactly the same, because you have to build up the community first, but you have to build up a friendship first. So it's not all that different in that setting where every chat message is getting read, or like 50% of them, where you're having conversations with people instead of you having a conversation with the hive mind. Because once that starts happening, it kind of just turns into a sports broadcaster saying, "Are you ready, kids?" Or like it turns into SpongeBob again once you get to a certain point of fame. And I think a lot of people turn into SpongeBob way sooner than they need to. Like, I want to hope that the majority of people streaming are streaming so that they get to talk to other people. But I don't think that's the case. I think that people stream so they can get other people to talk to them. And that is where the incentive structures are aligned to, because it's aligned to higher viewership. And so what do you want for higher viewership? You want more people talking to you. You don't care about talking to more people. Does that make sense? I hope that was clear enough. I'm doing my best. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, that's understandable, but frustrating. I just got stuck. It's whatever. Like, for me, because I'm making a video, the talking to the comments is a bonus. That's a bonus. Like, okay, these people think I'm funny. That's validating. I appreciate that. That's a bonus. I tried to just kind of see people as a number, and I just really couldn't do it. I don't know, because I tried live streaming. Then there was this pressure I felt to not waste people's time, and I hated that. I didn't like that. Those 7 people, only 3 of them I was talking to at a given time. I didn't want to waste their time, and so I don't think I can do live streaming. It just doesn't work for me. I also really just don't have that much to say. I'm not a real yapper. I have to... I can talk when prompted. Forcing myself to prompt myself into talking has been tough. Hence the whole watching movies and such to have more to talk about. So once the live stream becomes getting more people to watch you and talk to you rather than getting more people to talk to, it just becomes aligned with Twitch's incentives, but it becomes sad because there's no longer a real conversation happening. And I don't think that a conversation in a Twitch chat is necessary. Is that a giant golden tuna? So originally going into this, without having thought about it at all, I really saw most live streams as a sad thing where you just don't really get to have a human connection. But after having, streamed once and having done it, I don't think it's necessarily bad. I don't think a small stream where you have an actual conversation is bad, because think about it, you do that in real life from time to time. That happens. They're both in the same zone again. This is so sad. Oh no, I'm dead. That's such bullshit. All right, so like, you don't know the streamer when you're talking to them, obviously. So there is parasocial elements, and the streamer doesn't know you. But in real life, you have conversations with people who you don't know. That fucking happens. Like, you can just have small talk with a person, whether it's a receptionist or like your teacher or something like that. That still happens. And so the fact that it's happening online through a screen doesn't change that too much, because you still put up a persona in real life. That happens naturally because you don't feel comfortable expressing yourself fully in front of everybody. You feel comfortable doing that for a certain subsect of people. And so I think that a small stream is not actually that bad. Look, maybe if I were to do a large live stream, I would change my mind about them like I did for the small live stream. But I don't see that being the case, because when I try and equate a small live stream to real life, it works out. But when I equate the large live stream to real life, it becomes walking down the street and getting as many people to yell "pog" at you as possible without actually doing anything yourself. Like, maybe you twirl a stick in the air. And like, I think that's just showboating. Like, that's not a social interaction. And so when you're purposely taking the time of people on the street and saying, "Come follow me down the street. What will you get out of it? I don't know. It'll be fun." I see that as way less valuable than walking down the street and bumping into someone and having a short conversation and maybe forming a small group there. Like, it's different. It's a different thing, the small and the large live stream. And I don't think they're just not the same. It becomes a sporting event at a certain point. I don't think that having people actively expect for the sporting event person to respond to you is a good thing. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? So the less famous streamer is fine because they're able to have a conversation with their chat. Whereas once you hit the point where you can no longer have that conversation, I think that streaming becomes a sporting event, and advertising it as a social event is not healthy. I'm sure there are exceptions. I'm sure there are people who run great sporting events and are able to have, like, I don't think the stream is wrong in itself, but getting people to spam an emote doesn't seem like a healthy thing. So what do you do as a viewer? Well, I mean, there's like the obvious moral of be yourself and just try and actually talk to people online, and then you'll have fun and not feel depressed. But I don't really know. I've not been depressed. I can't speak to that. I've only ever been very bubbly inside, and like, yeah, things are chill. It's kind of my daily attitude, and so I can't really speak to how to have a healthy conversation online. But I think what you can do is what I mentioned earlier a little bit, is to not be the rat pushing the button, and every time you go to push that button as the rat, searching for dopamine, fiending for it, you have to remind yourself, man, I worked hard today. I deserve to push the button for a second. And understand that it's a privilege to be able to enjoy yourself like that. And treating it as the norm and the baseline state of being is not healthy. If you get to push the button once a month, I'm sure it's awesome. That's sick. If you push the button 90% of the day and go to work the rest, you're going to hate life. So that's really just what I had to tell myself to stop doom scrolling, was I wanted to appreciate my time better. And so I just, I wouldn't always succeed at stopping doom scrolling, but, whenever I just tried to have more sobering moments where I'm like, is what I'm doing right now worth my time? And more often, the answer became yes. And so as long as you're asking yourself, is what I'm doing worth my time? Do I deserve to do something more than this? I think you're going to do fine. Now, not everyone is privileged enough to have so much free time to where they're struggling to spend it all. But if you are, appreciate how much time you have and try and do something productive with it. That's what I've been trying to do while in college, is just try and better myself as much as possible, because I'm privileged enough to not have to work in college. And it took a long time to figure out how to make YouTube, not a long time, but for a little bit, I lost the part of YouTube that was productive to me. And now I've got that back, and I feel a lot better about it, you know? I wouldn't have done Gogmas for 12 fucking days if I didn't think I'd get something out of it worthwhile, and I think I will. I think I want to play this game to its entire... Are we chasing around each other in a circle? Oh, no, it's the big guy. Are they both still here? No, the other guy's gone. There's just one Genprey here. Okay. Look, if you're privileged like me, appreciate your time more. If you're not privileged like me, I have heard that it's really easy to emulate Monster Hunter for you. You know, obviously, I would never do that. I'm playing on a real 3DS right now. It's a 2DS XL Lite Supreme, the one with the Mario cover. Yeah, that's my 2DS. Holy shit, I'm gonna die. Whew. All right, yeah, I finally got that script done. That's good. I guess I'll keep yapping until roommate shows up when I've got stuff to talk about. Or maybe it's poetic to just kind of end the video